Hey, welcome back to Brent Pilot. Haven't made a video in a while. I've been doing a lot of flying, and I had an interesting case last night, situation, with the G1000 RNAV 3.5 approach into Trent Lot. So here's the exact setup I had last evening, while doing a sundown patrol over the islands. Coming into land, decided to try out the RNAV 3.5 again. Last time it missed it, didn't make its turn. This time, however, had a problem with the vertical navigation. Okay, RNAV 3.5 LPV. I did vectors, no minimums, and I activated. I will point myself to where I was again. Then I activated vectors to final. Well, I did a direct to NUGT. Activated. Okay. Now I go to nav, and it's gonna follow this line, this curvy line toward NUGT, which is 1500 feet. So I have the altitude bug here at 1500, going to the initial approach fix. Okay, this is just how it was yesterday. So about here, I've activated the approach procedure, activate vectors to final, enter. Wait, what? Okay, I don't know what's happening. I did activate vectors to final, and it didn't do that. So I'm gonna put it back to our starting point and try it again. Alright, so we're heading back to NUGT, which is the top of our descent at 1500 feet. I'm not going to hit activate vectors to final until we're straight at the runway, which would be on final. Makes sense, but I did it in the real world and it didn't just turn me 180 degrees around, whatever that was. So let's see if it just turns into the path going to A5 and see what happens to the altitude there. Seems to have already captured the glide slope because it is moving. I don't know. It did capture the glide slope in real life. The plane just didn't react to it because I had that altitude setting. But this glide slope bug is definitely moving down. There it is off of our 45. Okay, there it is. There's the alert for the next track, which is making it. Now I think I would have to hit approach to start the vertical nav, or activate vectors to final. So let's see what happens if I just hit activate vectors to final, but I'm on final now. Activate vector to final. Okay, let's try it now. Okay. That's... This is magenta though. I'm still on track, but I need to go really low, so I'm gonna hit approach now. Vertical nav. Okay, let's change the altitude bug. 400. 500 feet per minute to 400 feet. It should be on the glide slope though. But this concerns me. This is highlighted and we're up here. Alright, let's try that again. Okay, here we are back at 1500, going back to NUGT. Now we're going to not activate vectors to final because that made the leg from highlight from Yep Boo to NUGT, which was behind us. This is what we're going to do this time. We're going to simply hit approach when I get on a straight in final with the leg that I'm on highlighted. I think I did pretty good with fuel yesterday. I flew two hours and used 12 gallons of fuel, 6 gallons an hour. Alright, there's our turn 2 final. So I will hit approach once that next leg turns magenta. Oh crap, what was that? I don't know. Alright. It's magenta. Once we straighten up, I'll hit approach. Got the bug way down here we need to capture. So I'm going to hit it now. GP is highlighted here, but we didn't have a chance to capture it. Now I'm thinking that we may need to go to Yetbu. We did not capture the glide slope. The glide slope's already too far down, so that may have been the problem. Now, let's see if I need to change the altitude bug if I go way out to Yetbu. At Nugti, sure, I would have to change it, but if I give the G1000 a chance to capture the glide slope, the glide path, then I may not. But glide path is still armed here. Why is it turning? But I may be able to capture the glide path here, since it still is armed. Oh. What? Now this highlighted behind us? What it's doing. Okay, now it has a glide path because it was just before Nugti, and we're dropping without changing the altitude bug. Okay, so that's the ticket. Got to be before the fix of Nugti to capture it. And now with the altitude not changed, it starts to hit approach, and it's waiting for that glide path. So if it's too close, it doesn't have a chance to capture the glide path. The glide path bug was way down here, so it's just not going to capture it. I knew that it took over, but my co-pilot was right. Being that close, and since it didn't capture it, I would have to manually change the altitude bug there. I just tried to cut it short and not do the full RNAV approach, which was the mistake. Now I should have a lot less throttle here. Alright, we're about minimums. At this point we would take over, but I'll just see what the simulator does. Stays on the glide path. It's even correcting laterally. Got a little crosswind from the left. As you can see, it's pushing it off to the right, and the simulator is, ooh, that's gonna be a rough landing. Okay, we made it, and we take over. Brakes. Ooh, okay. Alright, so we figured it out. We were just too close. Hey, they still have this taxiway. In real life, this is closed. Alright, thanks for joining me on that test. So in essence, we were kind of both right. At that point, should have changed it over, changed the altitude bug over. But if I did it properly, wouldn't have had to. While when it captured the glide path. Let's get marshaled here. Oops. Oh yeah. Oh, that was close. Okay, thanks for joining me. Take care, God bless. See you on the next video soon, hopefully. Alright, bye-bye.